Hello, this is Team Cambridge. I'm Alexa, and we made a super duper epic lyric generator by genre. Jay, Jake, and myself worked on the back end or data science side of the project, and Derek, Nandita, and Kelvin worked on the front end or HTML website development. And our TA was Wenqi. We've created a super cool, super awesome AI powered lyric generator based off 3 different genres. Yes, it's super epic. So to start off, the AI is powered by machine learning. It works by recognizing patterns in already existing lyric data to create new, totally unique lyrics based off the data. So in order to make a model that works well, we needed a whole lot of data to train it off of. After considering multiple options, we settled on a dataset from Kaggle that was sorted by genre, as well as overall mood, danceability, loudness, and a whole bunch of other funky parameters like that. As excited as we were about it, though, this set wasn't really working. It turned out to actually not be lyrics that flowed together like a song, but instead it was a collection of words that were in the lyrics. So you'd get something funky like dance, eat, pie, or something. It was weird. So we ended up choosing a different data set, also from Kaggle, that sorted by genre too. It worked this time, and we were able to clean it with no problems. Speaking of cleaning, this is actually where we involve our coding. Since the computer can't understand the languages we speak, and it can only understand numbers and patterns, we had to turn the song lyrics into something the computer could actually read and make patterns out of. Thus, taking out punctuation and capitalized letters was necessary so the computer could use all of the words no matter the context.
All right, thank you, Alexa. So I'm Jake. I worked as the data processor in the back end, and that's basically why I'm here to introduce more deeply about how we processed our data. So in order to normalize uh, the lyrics data, we used two libraries, NLTK and RE, short for regular expression. So our unprocessed data was a list that contained whole chunks of lyrics. And our ultimate goal in data processing is to let the computer know what kind of unique vocabulary is used in each genre so that the computer can generate text combining those unique words. So that's why we used NLTK to tokenize the text. What tokenizing does is it would break up each song's lyrics into paragraphs and break those paragraphs into sentences, and those sentences would eventually break it down into words. Another thing we used is filtering. As Alexa mentioned previously, the original data contained numerous characters that weren't alphabets, and it also contained some profane words, so this was where RE was involved. By using RE, we were able to replace all the punctuations, symbols, and profanity into blank spaces, so the computer won't recognize those words during the training. Now that we have our data converted into a computer readable form, it is our turn to actually imply the data into machine learning. The machine learning model we used was AI TextGen. What the official introduction of AI TextGen says that it is a Python tool that runs on Eleuther AI's GPT-3 and OpenAI's GPT-2. So what AI TextGen basically does is when we give it the list of computer readable words, it would analyze the words and literally generate a new text using the words from the implied word list. Our team could specify the parameters of the machine learning too, like how many times it would repeat the learning process and how long the output would be. Our output had a length of 50 characters, so it took about 70 minutes to run the whole machine learning, and since our programming is done now, this is now where our front end workers show up.
Hi, so I'm Nandita. I worked on the front end development with Derek and Kelvin. And so one of the main parts of front end development is HTML processing. So first you start off by finding the site's HTML, which you can do by just right clicking and going to view page source. Then once we put this HTML inside of CoCalc, we had to go through and edit a bunch of the things, make sure that all the pictures were linking properly. And since we had so many web pages or so many separate pages on our web page, we had to go and make separate links for all of those and all of those kinds of things. So we had a little trouble with it, but in the end, we were able to come over that. So some of the other problems we had were, again, the website not functioning as intended with pictures not showing up, and again with the links. We had problem with data set changing, and we weren't really sure whether we should sort by genre or by artist, but ultimately we chose by genre. And what we learned was we obviously got a lot more familiar with Python and machine learning. We were able to communicate with each other a lot better to make sure things worked out properly. And then finally, we definitely gained some problem solving skills and learned how to deal with our changing situations. All right, so now I'm gonna do a little demo on our website. All right, so this is our website for the lyrics generator. And so I'm just gonna highlight a couple of the features that we put so much work into. So I'll get started. Here we have our banner. It's up in the upper left, we have the AI Camp logo. This leads straight to the AI Camp website. And we also have our home button, which leads to the other pages like the About Us, and then all three of our generators, which are for the three genres, rock, hip hop, and jazz. And if you don't want to use the home button, then you can also access these pages by clicking on the Try It Now button, meaning like the rock leads to the rock page and the hip hop leads to hip hop, and so on. We also answer a few questions on how our model works, what genres we can use, and how exactly to turn those lyrics into a song afterwards. And it's just a drop down. As for why we created this project, we all feel very strongly towards music, and we know that it's hard to find music that really resonates with you. So we decided to stop looking for that music and just make our own. And then there's just a little bit more about AI Camp at the bottom. And next is our About page, which just highlights those who helped make this project possible, meaning our team and our instructor, Miss Wenqi. And then I'm going to hand it over to Kelvin so that he can do a little demo on rock.
All right, so here's the model presentation page. It had quite a simple layout with like the pictures on the left and a little bit of background info on the right. And then if you scroll down, there will be a text box where you can enter a prompt that the lyrics will start with. And we can try with the word, enter the word love. Yeah, and there will be 3 examples that take us out.
Another cool thing about our project is each of the generators, they all like generate in reference to the genre, obviously. But so if we type in love into the rock, so these lyrics will all be like rock. And if we go to the jazz one, we can try with the same prompt and it should generate different lyrics, all that kind of sound like jazz. So there's that. And I think that's the end of our presentation. Thank you so much.